Pokemon Science and Magic.
We continued our
Chapter
travels
7.
up to Frostbit Falls in order to explore the temple
I
that's
think
hidden
next
there
week, instead of doing
and
the
grab
usual back and
scroll
forth
that's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
located
Unleashed and
inside
Science
of
and
it
Magic,
to
I think we'll
prevent
just
it
do the
from
next Science and
falling
Magic
into
next,
Ragnarok's
because
hands.
the latest
On our
episode
way
of
there, we explored the ancient grove where we
Unleashed
encountered
just
Amel,
came out
the
like
Double C's
recently,
champion,
so I
and
kind of don't
Professor
feel
Salix
comfortable
caught
doing
up
it
with
like when it
us in order to give
feels
us our
somewhat
very
new.
first charged
I don't know.
gauntlet, or armor gauntlet.
That's cool if you're watching this. If you want me,
prefer,
if you want me to stick with my pattern, or you know, just do the Pokemon thing to stop for more time,
which,
I don't
you
mind
can
doing
expect
either.
to see a lot more armor charge Pokemon in this chapter. So let's continue where we left off on Route 7.
I just want you to be comfortable, man. Oh, by the way, I do know one slight detail that's in this episode that Jace warned me about. This is where you'll meet the series Paxton. That's not a good sign. Because if you know me, you know how I feel about Paxton. Become a meme. But anyway. Gift to the underdogs. Then they're gonna be literal dogs. Well, Pokemon dogs, so not literal dogs, but you know what I mean.
Alright, not long now. Just need to do a bit more hiking and then we're home free. When it comes to this route, things will start to get a bit more chilly again, as you start to climb up the rocky and lush terrain. As always, it's a good spot for you to catch some Pokemon to add to your team, especially one which we haven't seen before. This Dragon Poison type is
Dragon
Wormis,
Poison?
the Drake Pokemon. Despite being native to a naturally cold environment, Wormis is able to survive here by keeping its skin moist. It dries out easily, you see, so it prefers to be near water. As such, it's a remarkably good swimmer, despite not being a water type. Due to its similar looks, folklore had stated that this Pokemon is related to a member of the adaptation duo, despite technically not having anything to do with them.
Adaptation duo.
And that's really about it when it comes to the new Pokemon that you can find here.
Arbok?
Luckily, there are still a bunch of other Pokemon that you could try to look for. In terms of the newbies, you can find Quiolette here for the first time,
There need
as well as
500 new
Getagoat,
Pokemon in every
Woolert,
area.
Tritonium Wooloo, Woolarm, Huscout, Renestone, and Jumpider, as well as Shrooderol. And as for our cavalcade of familiar faces, you can find
here.
Forseed, Eskew, Snowrun, Krogunk, Ponyard, Doduo, Boldor, Cubchoo, and Skiddo. And these aren't the only finds that you can try to discover here. Oh, no.
Items?
Remember, Professor Salix told us that we can find Berserker Pokemon, which, if we capture or beat, could give us one of their armor fragments. Granted, you can only find these Berserker Pokemon in the wild where their species would normally inhabit, and you must be a certain rank in order to find those armor-charged Pokemon. But still,
probably a gameplay
they are
story
here
segregation
in case you
thing.
want to try and look for them and get some armor.
The armor Pokemon
fragments
would be
to
like,
add to
I
our
would fight
collection.
him, but he's
So,
only ranked
while
D,
we have
so
the
I'm not gonna
time,
bother.
let's look at some examples now. Starting with the
Really?
Pingu.
You think it's an armor charge form?
Supercharge.
We're accepting anybody now, aren't we? Have you seen what this thing looks like? It's just a penguin. And again, that's kind of the whole point of it, just to make them look cooler and less forgettable. Whoa. It's wearing in his armor. Well, duh. But on its head. That's interesting.
Well, it looks like it's Eskew's time to shine, with armor-charged Eskew. A form it can only get if you give it a cube fragment. This form has caused the icicle on Eskew's face to melt, changing it into a ice-water type.
Interesting.
On top of all that, the mysterious energy, as well as all this armor, buffs up SQ's defenses, well as gives it access to these giant glacier legs. Not only can SQ use these to walk, similar to Doc Ock, but the spikes on the bottom can be used to crush the opponent into submission. And crush the opponent it will with its move, Supercharged Glacier Face. Where, once those studs have battered and bruised the opponent, it will start up a hailstorm. And once SQ turns back to normal, its Ice Face ability will automatically be set up again, should it have already been used beforehand.
Interesting.
So, this probably wasn't the first Pokemon you'd think would get an armor-charged form.
No.
But I'm sure the next one will... Oh, god damn it!
Dodrio? I mean, sure, I like Dodrio. Three-headed bird, I like things with 3 heads.
Supercharged.
I guess that's because I like King Ghidorah. It's just like, it's got 3 headed, it's got 3 heads, it's automatically cool. Ooh. And to be fair, the entire point of Mega Evolution was to give lame Pokemon another chance, but then they just used it on all Pokemon that were popular anyway. Ooh. I like this. I really like this. This reminds me of that meme of like Doduo use fly and its head's rotating.
Well, if you manage to pick up a Rotor Fragment and give it to your Dotrio, you'll be able to access its armor-charged form.
I like this.
Not only does armor-charged Dotrio have 2 small jet boosters on its back, which allow it to propel itself off the ground, but its heads have been transformed into a helicopter blade.
This is so stupid, it comes full circle and becomes awesome again.
This literal propeller head can also use this new ability to defend itself through a swirling shield, or can attack enemies through multiple spins. This new form also changes its typing to electric flying, gives it the motor drive ability, and gives it access to the move Supercharged Whirlybird, where it fires off a tornado.
I'm gonna spin my head like this, and if you get hit, it's your own fault.
So, if you're disappointed about those two getting an armor-charged form, well, I can't say I blame you, but don't worry, there'll be plenty more armor-charged Pokemon later down in the road.
Dunsparce.
For now, it looks like we've finally
or Shuckle. Calling it now. Dunsparce so, and or Shuckle are getting armor-charged forms.
That scroll.
And if you're gonna complain that I got called 2 Pokemon, there's like 800 of the fuckers. I think me calling 2 is okay.
The world-renowned Frostbit Falls, obviously known for its frozen waterfall, which is the longest waterfall to be frozen in this whole world, being frozen for almost 2 centuries. However, it looks like someone has forced their way in, quite literally. As you make your way across the frozen lake, you'll be able to see that the frozen torrent has been dented.
Interesting.
And I think you can imagine by who.
Team Tundra!
However,
wait, wrong
what
region.
I bet you won't imagine is who else you'll be able to find here. Oh, damn it!
Oh, great.
Like I said, kid, you don't stand a chance. No chance at all. Not against Team Ragnarok. So why don't you be a smart little Squirtle and go back to your trainer? Not a chance. This is just a minor setback. Team Ragnarok, in violation of stealing ancient artifacts and wrecking a regional landmark, you are all under arrest and are required to turn yourselves in, or suffer the consequences. Oh, you are so funny, you know that? I literally mopped the floor with you. This icy, cold floor with you. And you expect us to
give
throw
it the
in
ice
the
bath
towel?
From Dragon Ball Super Broly.
You must be more clueless than a slowpoke if you think you have any power over us in your position. Typical behavior from a wannabe, I would say. Wannabe? What are you talking about? Your brother, of course, because let's face it, No matter how hard you try, you'll never be as good as Thor. Compared to him, you're nothing but a speck of dust in his shadow. How dare you compare me to him? I'm nothing like my brother. You pin me being weak on the fact that I'm related to him? And you say I'm not as good as him?
Yes.
Absolute rubbish. Thor may have the power, but he has nothing to do with being a great guild member. The only reason why he's a high-ranking member to begin with, other than his brawn, is because he's a part of a worthless newbie guild that is slap bam in the middle of nowhere.
If you don't like
He is
it, leave.
worthless outside of that guild or in any other guild. In fact, if you'd ask me, being a part of those nobodies is bound to drain the potential of any new guild member desperate enough to find work. Well, I wasn't asking you, was I, rip-off? And since you're so keen on playing things rough, I think we'll play a little rough too.
Rock rough, that is.
Oh. Hey, boss. It looks like someone else came to the party. Think it's alright if they join in on the fun too? Of course! I don't mind it.
Loki hates
Wait, hold
being
on.
referred compared to
Oh!
his own brother.
It's you!
Interesting.
Well, here's a surprise encounter I thought would never happen again. Player?
You hope
What do
it
you
never
think
happen
you're
again,
doing
more
here?
like it.
Get
As we
lost!
wipe the
This is
floor
my
with
time
you.
to shine, not yours! Stuff it, Squirtle. You've already had your chance, and you blew it. Besides, I think I'm in the mood for a little bit of revenge now. So listen up, player. Beating me the first time was a fluke. You
Sure.
won't be able to stand a single chance against me now. Not when I've become much stronger than I did the last time. So come on, let's tussle. Sorry to drop in unannounced,
Ugh.
but you're going to have to deal with me first.
Who? Must be the guild master of the region. Or not the region, the place.
Sorry,
There's a guy in
I'm
the
a little
background.
late. I got a little sidetracked with some Pokemon hunters.
Again, that's been in the background the
Oh,
entire time.
Gresley! Oh, that's fantastic! First the champion and now you. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole Double C was on our backs. If that was the case, then your entire guild would have been dismantled in the blink of an eye. Now then, are you lot going to come along quietly, or am I going to have to make you? Ah, Gresley, thank goodness. I made sure to soften them up for you, and keep them around so you can do it.
Of course.
Loki, is your brother here yet? What? Is your brother here yet? Yes or no? No, he isn't. But then again, what were you expecting? I mean, he isn't really the most reliable tool in this shed. That's enough. I'll deal with you later. For now, just keep out of the way. Player, if Thor isn't here, then it's just you and me.
Well, you lost, so all your Pokemon have fainted.
Of all the members of the Double C that had to come to pay us a visit, why did it have to be a member of their Elite Four? I mean, you'd think their highest ranking member would be enough. What can I say? You boys have made quite the reputation for yourselves. And it appears that this little scheme that
but I guess there has to be someone in charge of all the guilds, so
now,
they don't, one of them doesn't go rogue or something.
Statement. Are you going to come quietly, or am I going to make you? The only thing that's being made, pal, is our little path to victory. Now, if you excuse us, I think we'll be making our way down that little hallway to get the scroll that we came here to fetch. Not on your life, sport. Go, Bishop! Player, go on ahead. Get inside that temple and get that scroll. I'll hold this lot off and make sure you don't get any company. Don't you worry about me. I've been out of tougher jams than this. Any one of these lowlife who dare try to get past me is Sharpedo bait, so go on ahead. I'd rather not let anyone see what I'm going to do to these grunts.
I'm going to make them all faint. Permanently.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bunker Temple. Just like the first one, this too is a maze, but one with multiple floors, where you will progress deeper and deeper underground. While in here, we'll be able to run into a couple of Team Ragnarok grunts which manage to get in here and get lost. Not to mention, once this part of the story is completed, we'll be able to come back here and uncover a few Pokemon. So, if you choose to revisit, you'll be able to find Petrabat, Woobat, Magnemite, Hammer,
Pikachu,
Hoodwing, Ferris Wheel, Pikachu,
Pikachu's down here.
Aaron, Togedemaru,
you think electric types would want to be in the
mistake,
ground?
I mean Clink. Clink, clink, clink. Okay, I'm sorry to stop the video right here, but seriously, who thought that this was a good idea? How are you alive? How is this?
I could ask Magneton the same thing.
Supposed to be alive. I mean, what was the thought process behind this thing? I mean, what
was the thought process behind a lot of Pokemon?
2 pairs of gears one day, slap them together, and be like, brilliant! Let's make a Pokemon out of that.
Looks at the Pokeball Voltorb and then it's a down thing.
Like, make it look like it's alive. Nah, just paint an eye and a little dot there to call a mouth, and poof, here we are. A Pokemon design that's more lazy than Klefki. Sue me.
Disagree, but you have the right to your opinion, and I respect it.
Went on a bit of a tangent there. Anyway, moving on.
Hey, I gotta give you credit though. You put a Pokemon, you hate it. Most people would just be like, okay, I'm gonna put in all the Pokemon except that one. Fuck that one.
Welp.
Or maybe put it in just so we could rant about it.
Feels just like the last one did, so it's definitely not a fake. Let's grab it and... Wait. Hold on. What's all this stuff behind it? Whoa. What is that? It looks like some sort of broken talisman. Probably must have worn down over time. Let's see what the text below it says. Yeah, I can't read this. It looks to be some sort of ancient text, and even then it appears to be worn down too. Probably because of time as well. The only thing that you can really read is the stuff that it says on the top, which says, "It is he who is the snowball." Well, what the heck's that supposed to mean? Well, this clearly might have something to do with the scrolls, and maybe even the adaptation duo. Perhaps we should tell Professor Salix to come down here once we... Hey? Swoobat? Where did he come from? Wait a minute. A Pokemon in the presence of this scroll. You don't think...
Yeah. I'm glad that Swoobat's getting a transformation, because I used one of my Unova playthroughs, so it's kind of nice to know he's getting really love. Then again, I also used Clink, and I thought it was electric type. Nope, pure steel. Why? I mean, I know why, but why? I mean, it looks kind of dumb, but then again, so does Woobat in general, so I guess it fits.
Hope you're prepared, because you are about to fight
Arm-charged
Swoobat. This form can only be obtained should your Swoobat be holding a sonar fragment. In this form, its sonar abilities have been modified, giving it a
armor-charged
supersonic
Pokemon has their own unique
of its nose
thing
and
where they can all
chest,
share stuff,
allowing
you know?
it to fire powerful supersonic waves out of them. Make sure not to get too close to this thing. because those sonic blasts are powerful enough to shatter rock. In this state, Swoobat gains access to the Steel typing to replace its Psychic typing. Also, side note, just because these are armored Pokemon doesn't mean that all of them will gain the Steel typing. Just thought I'd put your fears to rest.
Yeah,
And
I was kind of noticing a trend. Then again, Dodrio was electric.
Ability, Punk Rock. It also gains access to the move, not mover. You idiot! Supercharged.
Hey, at least you didn't, you know,
where it blasts the opponent
do it
with
twice.
A powerful sonic wave. It's essentially a special version of its signature move, Heart Stamp, which is also much stronger. And as you can imagine, you have to battle it.
Of course.
Now, this Swoobat is much slower than the original, but it has Tailwind to make up for its
it's wearing
speed.
armor or
it also
something.
has Uproar, Psybeam, and Echoed Voice to bombard you with. On top of all that, it can summon some additional assistance in the form of Loudred, which can blast you with Supersonic to confuse your Pokemon, and Magnemite.
Ally Pokemon. I love and hate them at the same time. I love them because they're extra experience. I hate them because they help the Pokemon.
So yeah, nowhere near an easy fight, but I'm sure it's one that you can pull through should you put your mind to it.
Let's goes off and accidentally hits a bit of the wall, causing some of it to give way. Thanks for the cave-in, asshole!
Whoa. What the heck are they?
Good question.
They look like two more talismans. Probably of Pokemon? Yeah, most likely.
What else would it be in this world?
Perhaps the
Human
adaptation
related?
duo? Well, whatever the answer may be, we won't know for sure until Professor Salix looks at this. So for now, let's just grab that scroll
the legendaries of this place.
Get back up to the surface. Phew, I think I need a rest after all that. But hey, while we're on our way out of the cave, what do you say we check our rank, shall we? I mean, it has been a while since we've seen it, so who knows? Maybe with everything that we've already done, we may have ranked up a bit. Always good to check if you know what I mean.
Nice.
And here we are with the big fat C rank at long last. With this upgrade in our rank, not only have the challenges become a lot tougher, but we've also gained access to the ability to surf across water. So long as we have a water type Pokemon in our parties, of course. This ranking also slightly boosts the chance of encountering an armor charged Pokemon during the wild.
Yep.
So make sure to be careful.
And we got now a surf mod.
Anyway, it looks like Bresley is taking care of Team Ragnarok and is not too happy with Loki. What in the name of Arceus were you thinking? Gresley, look, I can explain. Well, I mean, look, I can, just listen to the question. If you were thinking, you probably wouldn't have done something as stupid as this to begin with. Team Ragnarok aren't some newbie trainers, Loki. You're lucky that they didn't do anything worse to you. You could have gotten yourself into some serious trouble. Let's examine that, shall we? If it wasn't for me holding them off, you lot might not have been able to arrive on time, and they would have gotten away with that scroll. So ironically, it's thanks to my help that this job is a success. And yet if we didn't arrive on time, you probably wouldn't even be here to scold. But I am, aren't I? And that's really what matters. When it comes to being a guild member, you're always putting yourself at risk doing dangerous jobs. That's our mission, isn't it? Putting ourselves on the front lines to assure our region is a safer place. That is my job. No, that's your brother's job. It isn't yours yet. You still have a lot to learn before you can even think of taking on harder jobs like this. You're not nearly on the same level as Thor. Not yet, anyway. So don't butt in where you don't belong. Oh, don't even get me started on Thor! Where is he? He was supposed to show up too, in case you've forgotten, but I don't see him anywhere. He was the one who was supposed to come here and help you get that scroll, and yet, no, he's just wandering off to willy-nilly land. Heck, if I'm being honest, I think I'm doing you a favor picking up his slack. You honestly think that he is more responsible than I am? Pah! Why do you think he refused your proposal of joining the Double C? It's because he doesn't want to take on too much responsibility. He would rather goof off in his own little world, with his lovely little princess, than rather take on any responsibility you throw at him. Thor may have his strengths and weaknesses, but he at least knows not to butt in when he's not needed. And as strong as he is, he knows his limitations, and he knows where his ranking lies. You, Loki, clearly don't. Be assured I will be telling your guild about this. You'll be lucky not to be expelled after
so
everything
knowing
that's
when to
happened.
show up and your abilities
Well, for
is more
what?
important than,
Assisting you in this task?
helping, making
Since
sure that
you
they
weren't
get
contracted
involved.
to do it,
I don't
yes.
know, if you go to it either
The
way.
law says that a guild cannot do a job that another guild has already been assigned to, in violation of the Community Service Act, Code 1996. And, since you took part in one that has been
1996, I see
assigned
what
to
you
the
did
Double
there.
C, that only makes your scenario even worse. Ugh. Honestly, you're claiming that I'm in trouble, but what about Thor? He was supposed to show up, but he hasn't. I told you. He will be apprehended for this, so you can be assured, but let that matter concern him, not you. Stick around for a little longer. I'll be escorting you back to the Pokepals Guild myself. Pah! Sorry you had to listen to all that, player. I just had to make sure that boy understands where he is at the moment. I just hope I wasn't too hard on him. After all, he does have the potential to be a great guild member. However, he still has a lot to learn before he can reach it. So, did you manage to get the scroll? Ah, excellent.
Give him the scroll.
Looks like Thor was right about you then. You have quite a lot of potential for a rookie. Speaking of Thor, I'll make sure to look into why he didn't show up to begin with. Not to mention how Team Ragnarok knew to come here to
Everything
begin
went
with.
to shit, didn't
It is strange that they managed to get here before we showed up. Regardless, I believe that a reward is
We found that he was
necessary
giving out
for your
stuff to his
efforts.
dear Rachel.
So I will give you this.
$5. Wait. Oh,
This
good.
metal coat should come in handy should you ever want to use it to evolve some of your Pokemon.
Yeah, but I need to trade it, so
On
it's
top of
worthless.
that, I've heard that you've also gained the ability
At least
to
to
armor
me.
charge as well. Is that not correct?
Shouldn't have anyone to
Well,
trade
if
with.
you
I'm not
have,
buying 2
and if
switches
you're
or
going
something
to
like
do
that.
hard jobs
It's
like
stupid.
this in the future, I think it's only beneficial to you if I give you an armor fragment that I have. Trust me, you're going to need all the strength you can muster. Especially if you plan on taking on Team Ragnarok again.
A chest fragment.
Supercharge.
Ooh, for Fish Sharp. Makes sense, it's his ace. Nice. Ooh, they're turning in each other. That doesn't make sense, but you know. Interesting. They look like gun blades sort of things.
If we ever get a Bishop in our party, we'll be able to armor charge it, thanks to this new chest fragment. This
I remember
upgrade
the
changes
king,
Bishop's
in a sense.
blade arms into capsules which can open to reveal retractable blades.
Interesting.
Not only can these
That's
new
cool.
weapons be thrown, like knives, but they're able to spin around like a whisk in order to do extra slicing damage. This form also gives Bishop a new special ability called Piercer.
It also
which
makes
allows
him
it
more
to
steel,
still do
but
damage
then it was
to its
already dark
opponent,
steel, so
even if
that's
they
not
use
the
a protecting move like
you know,
Protect. Of course, it'll
is
only
the
be
form.
half the damage, but to make up for it, it also allows Bishop to lower their defense and special defense by 1 stage. And it puts this new special ability to good use through its signature move, Supercharged Checkmate, where it extends its new blade arms and slices the opponent with 1 fatal slash.
Cool, it's like a guillotine.
I hope this fragment will be of some use to you. Don't worry about me. I always make sure to keep some spares on hand. Now, is there anything else that you would like to tell me? Anything you think is important?
You tell about what you found in the temple.
Interesting. I think I better ask Professor Salix to look into this. He'll probably know about this stuff more than I do. Not to mention, this could help piece together what exactly is going on here with these scrolls, and why Team Ragnarok wants them so much. Regardless, I would say that your help is no longer needed for now. Thank you for your assistance today, player. The Double C appreciates it. We'll make sure to look you up again, should you be required elsewhere. For now, though, me and Loki have some unfinished business. Sheesh, things aren't looking too good for Loki.
No, they aren't.
Besides that, he did have a point. I mean, how exactly did Team Ragnarok find this place to begin with?
Yeah, seriously.
And what exactly did all of that mean back at the temple?
I mean, it's fucked up that he's calling basically cops on him for breaking the law of actually trying to save people. Apparently that needs to be a competition now. What would happen if you won? I've saved everyone and the priceless artifacts. Babe, you infringe on our job. That's bullshit, man. You're going to jail. For helping people? Yes. It's bullshit, but it's like, I don't know. I assume that Grimsley's supposed to be the Paxton of the group, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, he has a point at the end of the day, which is more than anything Paxton's ever done, but I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. Who knows? Well, I would know. You guys would know. We're good. Bye.